a problem when adding a change, code change. Yeah, so if you want to get more context, please read the issue. I will add that to the description. So I'm now on master, and I would do an API request now. It's a curl command to the v3 API that's especially used for Jira, and this works. So I get a response back, and yeah, this is expected. Yeah, so now I would add a new change, like I suggested in this issue here. Let's scroll up. So I suggested to put this change in here. The idea of this is that we get some projects, and we don't want the ones that don't have a repository, so we reject every project that has an empty repository. So I'll save that, pull up my terminal, and do the request again. And now I expect this to fail. Let's see. It takes a bit longer because I added a change, and I think it needs to take this into account. Okay, yeah, this is a 500 server error. This is expected. Yeah, let's look at the logs. So I'll open a new terminal window here. And look into the development log. So there's a lot of things going on here. So I will just do the request again, and then watch the logs. Oops. So this looks like an error. Stop watching the logs. Okay, so we have a no method error, undefined method to SQL for this array. Yeah, so how do we figure out what went wrong here? So I usually start looking at this stack trace here and try to find the file where I added the change. So it's not this one, it's not models, it's this one, like API v3 GitHub. Let's look where it fails. So it fails in line 149, which is the line after we added this change. And where do we go from there? So then it fails in models project. So we use the project model here, repos CTE, and I guess this is this method, repos CTE. Okay, so then it fails here. And then it fails here, query to SQL. Okay, so initialize this class CTE with a name query and an option. So this would be probably do here. Right, here, CTE new, project, and collection. And collection is what we pass in here. So basically, the projects we define here get passed into this method, and this method creates a CTE here. This is projects, and then it fails here. So it seems like we somehow changed the type of projects because it doesn't have this to SQL thing here. What we can do now is we, oh no, we can't. I thought we could add some debugging here, but I think this is, this will not work, because if we do the request again and add some debugging here, it will just stop and we can't access the debugger. Maybe we can run some tests. So I guess there's a test for this. Let's go at my first terminal. So we're going to do rspec spec. I think this should be in request lib, no, request lib API. GitHub, and okay, let's add bybug here, and then run the test, and then see if we can try to play around with this. This will take a while because it needs to load a few things, and I just started my computer again, so it will take a while. Okay, so it looks like we're now here, and let's see what's projects at the moment. So, okay, projects is basically an empty array, and whoops, let's try to SQL, and yeah, it rises the same error. Yeah, so I think at the moment this is not very helpful. Let's see how it looks before we added the change. So let's add another bybug here and try again. Okay, here we are. So let's see what project contains. And so it seems like project is an active record association, and due to SQL, it will return the query it wants to submit. And if I do the reject now, it gets turned into an array. And this is why this fails. Because basically reject runs through, so it loads all the projects from the database and then loops through them and rejects the one that don't have a repository, but reject don't return the active record association, but the array. So it seems like we can't do this here. What we can do is we can move this one step further after this one. Oh, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but let's give it a try. So I'm going to remove this thing here, and then put it here. Oops. Okay, let's do this. So I basically just moved the line from here to here. Let's see if this fixes our problem. Here we are again. So I'm going to try the request again. And we can, maybe now it's too late. Okay, it's still requesting. Seems like it's run into an error again. Undefined method page. Yeah, this makes sense. So now we want to paginate this, but in order to reject the empty repositories, we need to load we are loading the projects first, but afterwards we can't paginate because paginate would just load a set of projects, like the latest 10 projects. But if we, let's say we load the 10 projects before and then reject the empty repositories, there might be just only 4 projects left. So this wouldn't work either. Okay, it looks like we have to come up with a different idea. And I probably need to investigate a little bit more. I'll have a look and see if I can figure out a way where we can load projects with empty repositories or reject projects with empty repositories, but on a database level. But I hope this will still be helpful and still help you to see how to debug such a problem and where to look into how to debug and how to read error messages. Thanks for watching.